Hi, how you doing? Welcome, I'm Megan, and today I'm doing a Draw This in Your Style challenge. So, if you want a taste of some real-time footage and some derpy frog action later, stick around. I'll also be giving 3 tips that you can apply immediately to improve your art, because I've been applying them the last couple of days and I already feel myself sort of learning and improving. But first, let's look at the original artwork that this is based off. So obviously the artwork from the start wasn't mine, this is her one. She's called Elif Drawing, and oh my goodness, her art is so cute. I love this lineless style, it's just so pretty. And I'll be drawing her OC Nelly, who really loves her frog. And I thought it was so cute how she had her frog on her head in the picture. My frog is going to look somewhat simpler and more silly. Right, so as we're heading into the liner, I'm going to give this first tip I have, which is actually about sketching. And I didn't apply it in this drawing. I applied it in my most recent drawing. So, you know my drawing of the girl and the cat in my other YouTube video? I drew that after this. And in that one, I did 2 sketch layers, like waffles. Yeah, drawing with waffles. I learned it from her like a few years ago, but only starting to apply it really now. Because I start out super messy and I sort of lose any body structure underneath, and it's so important to just take a step back and lower desaturate the lower layer so that you can more clearly understand what's happening. Because in this, the arm ends up really, I think the arm sort of lets down the whole piece in this because it's a little hard to understand. It doesn't make too much sense. And that's because I just drew it with a sleeve on it from the start and never took the time to figure out what it would look like underneath. Like you might notice right here, it probably would have been helpful for me to flip the canvas and look at those eyes, because one of them is in a slightly off place, but I really do like how the nose is now, like with the little circle on it. I like that. It's a more subtle nose. Like I wasn't ever gonna add like harsh line art around that nose. But my next tip is to do with actually very harsh shading and harsh, line art and stuff, because the next tip is cell shading. Because I've been struggling with shading for a bit, like with lighting, and I've still got so much to learn. But here we are with color. And this is another one I didn't do with this, but it's really helpful to just pick a light source, like draw an arrow if you have to, and just really think about how the light would fall on it, and spend some time just putting in the darkest shadows. So literally only 2 colors, your flat color and your shadow color. Oh, another tip in relation to that is and this is something I learned from Bailey J actually, it's all this information that I've taken in but not applied yet, is to select the shadow color from a different color within your image and use that to shade instead of just a darker version of the same color. It makes it more interesting looking. So as I said, I like the softness of this face and how soft it ends up. So after you've done cell shading and made it harsh and got that understanding of lighting, then you could probably add in more softness between the darks and the light. Wow, the little froggy's really taking shape. Honestly, that's one of my favourite parts of this drawing. It's just so simple and like stupid. If you're finding value in any of these tips so far and like my artwork and my channel, please consider subscribing so you don't lose it in the sea of videos, lose my channel. Oh yeah. This is something I'm improving. See, there's a huge jump from there to this bit of colour. But seriously, it just takes a second, and you can unsubscribe later if you're not finding value in what I'm creating, or you just don't feel like it anymore. Let's see. What is my 3rd tip? Yes, my 3rd tip is literally the whole point of this video. It's to do redraws. Like with this, my previous video, I learned a lot about color. I'm sure if I'd done color picking with this one, I would have learned more about color than what I did, because I sort of lean more towards warmer color schemes. So I was like naturally just picking warmer colors with this, and then I was like, this isn't the color scheme they had. The hair in their artwork is very obviously black, and because I used a red, sort of more reddy browny tone in the hair, it looks brown, and that's just wrong. But they're using like it would probably be better for me to use a more blue colour in the hair to give that sense of blackness. So that taught me something. And like, you're literally meant to be ripping off someone else's art with this challenge. No one can be like, oh, you're copying someone. I mean, and it's good to copy like the masters or copy other people to learn. With the Draw This in Your Style challenge, there's literally thousands of people actively encouraging you to not copy, but to redraw their artwork. And to be honest, there's things in the artwork I'm redrawing now that I feel like came across in the cat drawing that I did. So it's giving yourself exposure to these things. And about exposure, like the whole challenge is it's a challenge almost designed to give exposure to both sides. So if you're doing a redraw for them, often of their work, often they'll put you in their story, and then you're also featuring them when you post it, because you put their image on the second page, like the second slide of your Instagram post if you're putting it on Instagram. So that can also be another benefit of it. You can see I'm playing with blending modes and different colour adjustment layers. I think that's because at this point I realised that the hair wasn't looking the right colour and I wanted to fix it. And I managed to tweak it to make it look more black, and now I'm just adding in some darker colours here. So that's more of a black colour. I'd say that probably helped it a bit, but it still looks like she's got like dark brown hair and not black hair. Question that I would appreciate a little answer to in the comments if you have time. Do you like the little bits of real time that I'm just putting in sporadically throughout the playthrough? I try to find points that are interesting, but because I'm recording on my laptop, I've said this before, but it all records in real time, so I've got all this real time footage. I think this was about a little over an hour. This piece probably took like an hour and a half. And yeah, do you like the real time segments? I think they're cool. They give a sense of like how long this is actually taking. Right, there was a cool background to this piece. I liked the pattern, and I tried repeating it just slightly differently, but the person that I did a redraw of in that other video with the cat, sorry I keep talking about it, that what she did with the background elements is like peak interpreting of, it's like what this style is about, looking at their piece and being like, yeah, I can do that, so look at this is so smart. They've taken the background of frogs and love hearts and pulled it apart, so they've kept the hearts in the back, but they're imagining the frogs are like in little bubbles floating around them, and it's just such a cute idea. I really like it. Bit of a divergence from the main topic, but I really wanted to share this. I found this YouTube channel, wait, let me find it. Anna Dubé, and she gives it's like one of these channels where it's saying how to grow on YouTube, but with that cat video, I followed some of her tips to do with you have to write like a lot in the description so that YouTube understands what your video is about, because all my it was like, what's the point in uploading these videos if hardly anyone even sees them? So I followed that advice and wrote a pretty hefty description. Like, I don't expect anyone to read through it. I mean, cool if you do, but and in the first day there was like as many views as in a video that I posted a few days ago, and like way more than videos that I'd posted like a couple of weeks ago that I had put minimal effort into the description for, because that's something I fell into, because like I just want to get it uploaded and I don't like doing thumbnails, but I've got to like try to enjoy thumbnails more. That cat video as well, I don't know, it's not a cat video, but okay, that's probably enough. I'll talk about that more some other time. Here's the big reveal. I like it when you see what the sketch is like and then what the fully rendered version's like. We're at the end now. Thank you so much if you reached all the way to the end. That's so cool. Thank you. Here's a little comparison, and make sure to like if you enjoyed the tips, and if any of the tips were helpful, or if you just enjoyed. Have a good week. Goodbye.